Imagine moving into a new home. Everything feels fresh, but then you start hearing things. Soft whispers, footsteps that echo through the walls, a chilling presence you can't quite explain. At first, you dismiss it. The building's old, the sounds are just normal. But what if you're wrong? What if it's not just the house settling, but something more? Every night the noises grow louder. Every day the visions more vivid. You begin to question your own sanity. Are you just hearing things? Or is something darker haunting you? You can't escape no matter how hard you try. The more you dig, the deeper you fall into a truth too terrifying to face. What if your mind is playing tricks? Or worse, what if it's not? Stick around. This is a journey into fear, one that will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew. By the end, you'll wonder, how far would you go to prove you're not losing your mind? Don't look away. Keep watching. You won't believe where this goes. Every new apartment holds a promise, fresh starts, new beginnings. But for Jack, it became the beginning of a nightmare that blurred the line between reality and madness. It was a quiet, cold night when it first began. A strange, unsettling sound, just a faint scuffling. At first, Jack thought it was the house settling. But the sound came again and again, closer and closer, like something, was walking in the walls. Just the pipes, or rats. It's an old building. It'll pass. But it didn't pass. The sounds grew louder, more distinct, more human, and then the whispers began. Hello? Is anyone there? That night, the noises were not the only thing keeping Jack awake. Shadows seemed to move in the corners of his vision. Flickers, figures. He couldn't make them out, but they were there. He was sure of it. I'm not crazy, it's just stress. I've been working too much. As the days passed, Jack couldn't shake the feeling that he wasn't alone. That the apartment had its own secrets, buried deep within its walls. But what could it be? An old house? Or something more? Sinister? And then the dreams came. Who are you? What do you want from me? In his dreams, he saw faces twisted in fear, eyes wide with terror. They were always the same. The victims. The ones who had died here years ago. The ones whose bodies had been found, brutally murdered, in this very apartment. Their faces haunted his nights. Their screams haunted his days. And then the phone calls started. You can't escape. We'll never forget. No, this can't be real. At first, Jack thought it was just a prank. But as the nights wore on, the voices grew clearer, more insistent. And the faces of the victims were now standing at the foot of his bed, watching him with hollow eyes. Jack couldn't ignore it anymore. He had to know the truth. So he began to dig. Through the layers of dust and history, he uncovered the terrible past of the building. A series of brutal murders, all happening in the same apartment. Each victim, no connection, no pattern, just random, innocent lives snuffed out in cold blood. And with each discovery, the sounds grew worse. The whispers turned to shrieks. The faces began to appear more frequently, not only at night, but during the day. Jack's world began to twist. His sanity began to slip away. What do you want from me? I didn't do this. And then the unthinkable happened. The walls cracked open. Jack ran, frantic, pulling apart the plaster, tearing at the walls, his hands shaking, his heart racing. And there, in the darkness, he found something. A message, a warning. They're waiting for you. You can never leave. Now Jack is at a crossroads. Is it all in his head? Or is something truly haunting him from beyond the grave? The faces grow more desperate, the voices more demanding, and each night, Jack hears them louder. The past is not finished with him, and the question remains, can he prove his sanity before it drives him mad? How far would you go to prove you're not losing your mind? Jack may never find out, but the answer is closer than he thinks. Don't look away. The echoes of the forgotten are always waiting. Will you listen or run? Now that you've heard the truth, do you still believe your mind is your own? Share your thoughts with us. What would you do if you were in his shoes? Drop a comment below, and let's talk about it. If you want more stories that keep you on the edge of your seat, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to like and share this with anyone you think can handle the truth. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Remember, the truth isn't always what it seems. Stay with us and keep questioning everything.